Hey there YouTube, it's Bobby aka Paginator, and I'm here today to talk about some resource books for writers actually. So I've been listening to Marissa Meyer's podcast, The Happy Writer, and she's been talking recently about books that are good for writers. And as my thesis for grad school, which is to write a novel, is coming up in the not too distant future, I really need to be collecting these kind of books because in the next week or so I have to write and submit a proposal for my thesis, which includes a bibliography of resources and information that I'm going to be using to help me. And as I was listening to Marissa Meyer's podcast the other day, she was talking about setting thesauruses. We have the rural and the urban setting thesauruses. These are by Angela Ackerman and Becca Puglisi. I hope I'm saying your names right. And they are source books for places. So let's say, for example, you wanted to go to a kitchen. Okay, so I'm just kind of randomly flipping. There's all this information about kitchens to help you. So we have sights, sounds, smells, tastes, textures, and sensations, possible sources of conflict, people commonly found here, related settings that may tie in with this one, setting notes and tips, setting description example. And they have the same things for many different things. So we've got a county fair, we've got a canyon, a lake, a pond, a man cave, a mansion, a block party. So these are all rural settings. We have urban settings, which include things like a refugee camp, an ice cream shop, an antique shop, a used car dealership, an amusement park, a nightclub, an ambulance. Like, these are going to be helpful for, let's say I have a scene where, like, if my characters go to an amusement park, I'm going to, of course, use my own background knowledge and, like, things like that, but also I can flip over to the amusement park page, and that might give me some information that I didn't think of right away. Now, as I was looking at these on Amazon, I realized they're part of a large series by the same authors, and so having little to no impulse control, and also knowing that I've got a budget set aside specifically for these kind of books for this project, I went ahead and got all the rest of them. So we have the occupation thesaurus. This is going to have information about jobs like locksmith, home health aide, docent, bartender, air traffic controller, actor. There's all kinds of things. Now, in some careers, I know people who it could help. Like my sister is a NICU nurse and a home health care nurse, and my brother-in-law is a welder, and my brother is an engineer. My sister-in-law runs a business. Like, I have resources with many occupations, but if there's some that I don't have a connection with, I've got this as a resource. Then we have the positive trait thesaurus. This is going to help with characterization if someone's meticulous. Okay, I'm not the most meticulous person, so if someone is meticulous, I can look here and see some associated thoughts or emotions, positive and negative aspects of this characteristic. They have examples from TV, associated behaviors, possible causes, similar attributes. There's the trait of honorable, discreet, adaptable, so many. And we also have the negative trait thesaurus, so similar types of things here. Some of the negative traits are subservient, self-destructive, perfectionist, ignorant, evil, cruel, cowardly. So again, just pages and pages of writing resources. And then the last two have to do with emotions. Now, you guys, if you're regular watchers of my channel, know that I have some emotional struggles, so I can draw on my own experience for that, but I also, I don't necessarily know how to write a character that's emotionally strong because I'm not. Like, there are things that I definitely could use some help with. So the emotion thesaurus, we have, for example, guilt is what I randomly flipped through. So we have a definition, physical signs and behaviors, internal sensations, mental responses, acute or long-term responses, signs that this emotion is being suppressed, may escalate to, may de-escalate to, and associated power verbs. Each one of these also has a writer's tip. So for example, with guilt, it says, character Bibles can help you keep track of hair, eye, and clothing choices for each character, keeping the continuity from first page to last. So just good general writing tips. Some other traits we have in the negative: disgust, obsessed, connectedness, annoyance. And last but not least, we have the emotional wounds thesaurus. Now, we all have emotional wounds, but we don't all have the same ones, and I can't keep foisting my own stuff on characters, so this is going to be good as a resource to help show my characters going through trauma or other emotional hard things. So for each one, I flipped open to the back, and the last one says watching someone die. So we have examples: basic needs often compromised by this wound, false beliefs that could be embraced, the character may fear, possible responses and results, personality traits that may form, triggers that might aggravate this wound, opportunities to face or overcome this wound. And then there are lots of other ones: not being a priority growing up, being the product of rape, being unfairly blamed for someone's death, social difficulties, being victimized by a perpetrator who was never caught. I know something about that one. It's not fun. Pain runs deep, factors that will impact the wound. So again, lots and lots of really good information. So I'm really excited about this, and I want to give a shout out to Marissa Meyer for suggesting the first two, which led me to the other ones, and I think they're going to be really, really helpful in my writing. Let me ask you guys this: do you want me to keep you updated on what I'm working on for my thesis? Would you rather be no, just stick to the book nerdiness stuff? Let me know what you would prefer. But that's going to be it for this Wednesday video, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful, magical, and bookish day. Happy reading. Adios.